Grab your winter gear, folks, because the US and Canada are in a chilly confrontation. The typically warm and cooperative relationship between these North American neighbors has hit a cold snap. Remember those friendly neighbors up north? The ones who greet you with a smile and lend a helping hand? The ones who love hockey, maple syrup, and are known for their politeness? Yes, those very Canadians who cherish the great outdoors. Well, they've just lobbed a diplomatic snowball at the Stars and Stripes. This isn't a minor spat, it's a full-scale diplomatic standoff. Canada has blocked a crucial route used by the US to reach Alaska, and Uncle Sam isn't exactly pleased. This route is vital for transporting goods and services between the lower 48 states and Alaska. This isn't just about a few trucks being turned away, it's about disrupting a key supply chain that impacts thousands of lives and businesses. This is about national pride, economic interests, and a significant amount of geopolitical tension. Both nations have a lot on the line, and neither is willing to back down easily. Get ready, because we're diving into this unexpected international incident. The stakes are high, and the outcome could have far-reaching consequences for both countries. From trade agreements to border security, every aspect of the US-Canada relationship is now under scrutiny. Historically, the US and Canada have enjoyed one of the most peaceful and cooperative relationships globally. They've collaborated on numerous issues, from environmental protection to defense. Economically, the two countries are deeply connected. Canada is one of the United States' largest trading partners, with billions of dollars in goods and services crossing the border annually. The blockade of the route to Alaska is more than just an inconvenience. It's a significant disruption affecting the livelihoods of many, from truck drivers to business owners and Alaskan residents who depend on these goods. Diplomatic negotiations are in progress, but the tension is palpable. Both sides are standing firm, and finding a resolution that satisfies both parties is proving to be a tough challenge. Public opinion is also influencing this standoff. Protests and demonstrations are happening on both sides of the border, with people expressing their concerns and frustrations. Experts are weighing in, analyzing potential outcomes and what this standoff could mean for the future of US-Canada relations. Will this be a temporary setback, or could it lead to a prolonged period of tension? Only time will tell how this northern standoff will be resolved. But one thing is certain: the world is watching, and the actions taken by both countries in the coming days will be crucial in shaping the future of their relationship. Stay tuned as we continue to follow this developing story. So, what's the big deal with this route anyway? Why does it matter so much to so many people? Imagine Alaska, that vast, resource-rich state, hanging up there like a giant frosty mitten. It's a land of untamed wilderness, breathtaking beauty, and immense natural wealth. From its towering mountains to its dense forests, Alaska is a treasure trove of resources waiting to be tapped. Now, picture a thin line connecting it to the rest of the US, cutting right through Canada. This line isn't just a route, it's a lifeline. It's the Alcan Highway, a critical artery that ensures the flow of goods, resources, and people between Alaska and the lower 48 states. That's the route we're talking about, a vital artery for transporting goods, resources, and people between Alaska and the lower 48 states. Every day, countless transport trucks traverse this highway, carrying everything from food and medical supplies to construction materials and fuel. It's a bustling corridor of commerce and connectivity. For decades, this route has been a symbol of cooperation between the two countries, a testament to their shared history and interconnected economies. The Alcan Highway stands as a monument to the enduring partnership between the US and Canada, a partnership built on mutual respect and shared goals. But with a single decision, Canada has effectively cut that lifeline, throwing a wrench into the intricate machinery of US logistics. The closure of this route has sent shockwaves through the supply chain, disrupting the flow of goods and creating a ripple effect that is felt far and wide. The impact is immediate and far-reaching, affecting everything from supply chains to national security. Supermarket shelves are left barren, unable to be restocked in time. Essential goods are delayed, causing frustration and concern among consumers. Even the military, which relies on this route for strategic movements, finds its operations hampered. The closure of this vital artery is more than just an inconvenience. It's a crisis that underscores the fragility of our interconnected world. Now, you might be thinking, Canada and the US? Those guys are like best buddies, right? Well, like any relationship, it's complicated. Sure, they share the world's longest undefended border, a love for ice hockey that borders on religious fervor, and a healthy dose of mutual respect. But beneath the surface lies a history marked by both cooperation and competition. Remember the War of 1812? Yeah, not exactly their finest hour. Then there were those pesky trade disputes, fishing rights arguments, and the occasional diplomatic spat over things like softwood lumber and milk. Point is, these two neighbors haven't always seen eye to eye. As you can imagine, this latest kerfuffle has set off a firestorm of reactions from both sides of the border. Politicians are doing what they do best, pointing fingers, making demands, and generally trying to out-tough talk each other. President Biden, never one to back down from a challenge, called Canada's move unacceptable and demanded the route be reopened immediately. Prime Minister Trudeau, meanwhile, stood his ground, defending his country's right to control its own borders and hinting at underlying tensions that have been simmering for some time. Section 5. Economic fallout. The high cost of a closed border. This isn't just a political game, folks. The ramifications are far-reaching and deeply impactful. This border closure has real-world consequences, and they're adding up fast. Imagine the frustration of business owners who can't get their products to market, or the anxiety of families facing empty shelves at their local stores. Think about all those goods that normally flow freely between Alaska and the continental United States. Fuel, food, building materials, you name it. These are not just commodities, they are lifelines for communities and businesses alike. With the route cut off, those shipments are facing delays, detours, and skyrocketing costs. Truck drivers are stuck in long lines, waiting for clearance that may never come, and shipping companies are scrambling to find alternative routes. And it's not just Alaska feeling the pinch. The ripple effects are being felt across the entire supply chain, from manufacturers to retailers and ultimately to consumers. Businesses on both sides of the border are taking a hit, as supply chains are disrupted and trade grinds to a halt. Factories are halting production because they can't get the raw materials they need, and stores are struggling to keep their shelves stocked. The longer this standoff drags on, the greater the economic damage will be, and nobody knows how long it will take to recover. Small businesses in particular are vulnerable. Many are already operating on thin margins, and this disruption could be the final straw that forces them to close their doors for good. Economists are warning that the longer the border remains closed, the more severe the economic downturn will be. We're talking about potential job losses, decreased consumer spending, and a slowdown in economic growth that could take years to bounce back from. Communities are already feeling the strain. Food banks are seeing increased demand as more families struggle to make ends meet. Volunteers are working tirelessly to provide support, but resources are limited. Government officials are in a bind, trying to balance national security concerns with the urgent need to reopen the border. Public protests are growing, with citizens demanding action to alleviate the economic hardship. There is hope on the horizon, though. Efforts are underway to negotiate a resolution, and when the border finally reopens, it will be a welcome relief for everyone affected. Business owners are eager to get back to work, and communities are ready to rebuild and recover. The resilience of these communities is remarkable. Despite the challenges, they are determined to bounce back stronger than ever. The high cost of a closed border is a stark reminder of how interconnected we all are, and how vital it is to keep the lines of trade and communication open. Section 6. Shifting Sands. The geopolitical impact on the world stage. This situation isn't just about two neighboring countries having a spat. It's a microcosm of the larger geopolitical shifts happening around the world. As global powers jostle for influence and resources, alliances that were once considered unshakable are being tested like never before. Russia, always eager to exploit a rift between the West, is watching the situation closely, sensing an opportunity to advance its own interests in the Arctic region. China, too, is paying attention, seeing a chance to further its economic and political influence in North America. The world is watching, and the stakes couldn't be higher. Section 7. The road ahead. Can two allies find common ground? So, what happens next? Will the United States and Canada be able to patch things up and get back to their usual friendly selves? Or is this the beginning of a new era of frosty relations between these two North American giants? The path forward is murky at best. Both sides have dug in their heels, and neither seems willing to back down. Diplomats are working overtime, trying to find a solution that will appease both countries without making either one look weak. Section 8. A New World Order. This standoff between the United States and Canada is a stark reminder that we live in a world where alliances are fluid, and even the closest of friends can become rivals when national interests are at stake. As the global landscape continues to shift, we can expect to see more such unexpected clashes, testing the limits of diplomacy and reshaping the balance of power around the world. One thing is certain, the world is watching, and the outcome of this standoff will have far-reaching consequences for years to come.